Hey guys, and welcome back. So in today's video I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing this guinea pig cage. This is an open cage that has a loft. Alright, so right here we got our guinea pig cage. I did purchase the cage plus the loft. So basically it is a two-tier. It does come with the ladder for them to climb up. And this is all the accessories that you need to put this together. It is super easy. It didn't take that long to put it together. So you have the accessories, you have all the wiring on the outside and the bottom, and then you have the actually white cloth here that goes inside the guinea pig cage. So this is the fencing that goes around, and then you have this piece right here at the very bottom that has this gray stuff. This one right here is actually the bottom according to the instructions manual. So we're just going to do it one by one through the instructions manual. This is, like I said, super easy to put together. So this one here, like I said, it's the basic cage and then the loft. You have several choices. You can do the cage, you can do the basic cage, the loft cage, which is smaller. So these little fencing around, this is that goes around the cage. The gray ones go on the bottom. So this one is a two-tier. You have all the accessories that you need. You have these little black feeding that goes around each one. They also offer a hammer so you can hammer it together. And you want to use some zip ties. They do come with zip ties. It is highly recommend using the zip ties so they can stay together. It's very sturdy. So first off, we're going to go ahead and put these little black things right here at the edge of the corners of each one of these ones. And they're actually supposed to go upward. So this one right here will flip upside down. We're going to do all four of them. And then once we do all four of them, we'll come back and we'll start putting it together. So right here, I do have this one right here. We're just going to slide it. Make sure this part here is facing up toward the gray one, so it shows each one of them, and it's super easy to connect. So once you got each four corners, then you would connect each little square to each. So basically it's 2 and 2. So you got 2 on one side, 2 on the other side. So it's basically a 4. And then once you get those, it is recommended to use these zip ties. When you put the side gates up, I would hold off on that, especially when you're going to put the loft up. So I did put these zippy ties on the bottom, and you can see right here it's holding, so it's very sturdy. So you want to make sure where each one of these connect, you would just add a zippy tie, and then you can cut off the excess. You want to do it all around. And then when you put the fencing around, you might want to hold off on the top part, because when you add the loft, you don't want to have to redo it again. So just the bottom part is recommended at first so it can stay in place. And then when you do the sides, you'll just set it in place on these little black little tabs right here. And then when you finish off the loft, then you can go around adding the zippy ties. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the side fencing around it. They just connect, they pop right in. So it's, again, super easy. We're going to start on this side right here, and then we're going to work our way around. So they just go right into here, and this is why you would use that little hammer that is provided to hammer it down, or you can use your hand, either way. So we're just going to go all the way down around this cage, and then once we're finished, we'll come back. But right now you can see that it is very sturdy from the bottom because I did use zip ties to hold it in place. So now we're going to come back once it's all up. So now that we have it all up, I did put zip ties, but I did work on part of this that was an issue, especially where you're going to put the loft, because when you need to tighten it up on the top part, I actually had to cut off part of the zip ties just to get the top part on. But you'd want to put the zip ties at least 4 from the very bottom all the way up to the top, like you got on the foot, the middle, 2 in the middle and 1 at the top. So this one here is an open space. I did this that way when your guinea pig has got to use the bathroom, they can go right in there. There's nothing to hold them. So on this side here is to block the way. So you have one side they can get into the back. So this is the poopy area that they go to. And then I did zip tie the bottom part. Again, I would hold off on the zip ties on the part that you're going to do the loft, because you don't want to have to come back and cut it off and then waste some of your zip ties. So we do have the insert. It is trimmable, so we're going to have to trim it out so the guinea pigs can go here in the back where I'm going to put their poopy box. So I'm just going to cut along the side. I'm going to fold that down, and then I'm going to add the other ones on this side, and then we're going to work up to put the loft up. So right now I cut it. on each side, and I just used one side to go under, the other side right here. I just taped it down so it doesn't flap up and down. You can use a blanket or you can use a guinea pig liner to go over it. I'm just using tape just to set it down, but this liner right here is actually washable. You could take it out, use your hose to clean it out, or you can wipe it up by brushing up the poo and the debris and then wipe it with a Clorox rag. So right now we're just going to add the top part, which is the loft. Again, we don't want to put any zip ties until you get the loft up. It's super easy, just like putting the bottom part. And then there is two extra, well actually you get 3 extra pieces. 2 extra pieces go together, and then you use zip ties to put them together, which is number 14, which will be added once it is all together. So you can see, like right here is the bottom part. We're going to tape that down. So now we're going to work up on the top. I did put some zip ties right here at the end just to hold that all in place. As soon as you put zip ties all around here, it does become very sturdy. So now we're working up on the right side up at the top. Again, you want to put them in these little clips right here. And then once they're in, you'll just add some zip ties just to make sure it stays in place and makes it a lot more sturdier. So we're going to come back once that is up. So now we have the loft up and going, which I recommend before you're putting the very top up to put the liner in at the top, because it gets a little harder when you're trying to squeeze it in. So just before you put the very top parts up of the loft, I recommend putting the liner in. So now we have it all put together. We have a pad inside it. You don't have to use any pad or liners, but I do because my guinea pigs like it. This looks really nice. So what we did was also add some lights around it to give this flair. There is our guinea pig right there. Her name is Oreo, and at the bottom we have Honey. So here's the ladder. It is connected by some zip ties at the top, and we have some here in the middle, and then it just hangs down so they can climb up. I would recommend putting some kind of a blanket or something for them to crawl up, because without the blanket or anything, it is hard for them to go up. So what I did was add it on there, and then you can add your food and water on the front side. There's our little Honey right there sleeping in her little house. So if you're looking for a nice open cage for your guinea pig, I would highly recommend checking this one out. This one's super nice. The measurements of this one is 56 by 28, so it's more than enough room for 2 guinea pigs.